All right, everybody, welcome to the Outdoorable Living Show. We're sitting here in beautiful Redondo Beach, and today I have with me my good friend Robin Havasi of More Design Build. Robin, how are you doing today?
I'm good, thank you. Welcome to California.
Yeah. It's been pretty sunny and a lot of interesting things we've seen.
Yeah.
You took us around and showed us more of Los Angeles in one day than most people see in a lifetime.
Yeah, I mean, we started up with a pretty good morning hike up in Redondo Canyon. We didn't see any celebrities though, but we had the view.
Yeah, we had a view. We could see all of Los Angeles. We could see the Hollywood sign. Then from there, you took us to where we go. We went through downtown Los Angeles, showed a little Skid Row action.
Yeah, I mean,
that was interesting.
Yeah, I mean, that's it. It's pretty intense. To see how it actually looks downtown.
Intense is an understatement.
Yeah.
It gives perspective in life, right?
Oh yeah.
Like anytime you think you're upset about something or you think you have it bad, just drive through there a little bit. Your whole mindset shifts, right? Right?
Yes.
Then from there, we went through Beverly Hills. We saw a little bit of Beverly Hills, so we saw the extreme opposite side.
Oh yeah.
You know, we drove by a house with private security that was for sale for $77 million. Right? It was just wild things.
Yeah. We drove Mulholland Drive.
Yeah.
We passed through Bel Air.
Bel Air, yeah. Fresh Prince.
Yeah.
We saw Uncle Phil out there hanging out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I took you to meet a good friend of mine, Jason.
Yeah.
In Palisades.
Yeah. Palisades. That was that was wild seeing the devastation from the fire.
Yeah.
You know.
I remember January 7th, early this year, me and Cam, the owner of this place, I took my drone up like 50 feet and you had a smoke plume. We saw it. You know, the first couple of days, I took my leaf blower to clean my car from the ash.
Wow.
And we are like 15, 20 miles away from the fire. And I went up there like a week after. I met with one of my previous clients where the deck burned. The only thing I could find from the deck build was the railing posts.
Wow.
So he took me through. In the beginning, was only the residents who were allowed up there, and then after a week, I got my contractor pass. I could go up there anytime I needed or wanted. But it was in the beginning, we drove through Palisades, and there was still like gas pipes with the gas turn on and a flame.
Wow.
A week after the fire.
Wow.
Until they have, shut the gas off and
so we'll talk about that a little bit more in a little bit.
Yeah.
But then after we went through that, you showed us all the devastation. Then we went to Venice Beach.
Yeah, Venice Beach.
Right? We saw Muscle Beach where Arnold Schwarzenegger grew up.
Yeah.
Hung out.
Yeah.
And then we went to the little skate bowl and watched some, 10, 12-year-old kids do things that I didn't think were humanly possible.
Oh yeah, they're insane.
Right.
It's pretty cool to see.
And then we saw some cool street performers. We saw some graffiti artists. We saw a lot of cool things down there.
Yeah.
Right. Then we ended up
come back here.
to Redondo Beach.
I took the old 75 Bronco and we went out to the beach.
Yeah.
And it was actually freezing cold.
It was freezing cold. Yeah. Yeah. Nobody in California needs a cold plunge when you live this close to the ocean because it was intense.
But I mean, 2 weeks ago, it was actually really nice to take a swim.
Yeah.
In the evening.
Wow.
So the temperature on the ocean have gone down pretty fast.
Yeah. Wow. So
and then I invited you, Kevin.
and then we had a good
home.
dinner with you and your family and just kind of hung out a little bit. It was a good day of seeing what Los Angeles and Southern California is all about, right?
Yeah.
So what brings us here and why we're in Garage 77 is we're conducting masterclass later today, right?
Yes.
Right. And it's always cool to see people from different perspective, different walks of life, different levels of building, different parts in their career, and how they've come about. And really, what I'd like to know a little bit more about you and your business, and how you got into deck building, what your background is, what kind of drove you to building decks versus other parts of the construction industry.
Yeah. So, I mean, I grew up in Sweden.
Yeah. So you're
tired of
like Viking Sweden, like
yeah. I mean,
yeah,
yeah. Viking. My, when at home, my dad, he was in the Swedish Air Force.
Okay.
But, on the weekends renovating houses and
Yeah.
and all that kind of stuff. So I was kind of born with a hammer in my hand. So we built stuff all the time. My grandfather, he was also like a carpenter. So I've built stuff pretty much my whole life. But I was kind of bored of Sweden, the bureaucracy, running a company in Sweden, all kind of stuff. So I wanted to change my life. So we applied. My wife applied for a student visa in the fall 2019.
2019. Okay.
So we sold the house in Sweden, renovated the house during 2 years,
Wow.
sold the house, made a good chunk of money.
Sure.
I said, okay, let's go to US on her student visa. My plan was to study to commercial pilot, and she was studying interior design.
That's a long way away from a deck builder.
I know.
Commercial pilot.
I know. I've been a skydiver for 20 years. So,
Wait, what?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
No, I know. There is a lot of stuff you don't know about me.
Skydiving, huh?
I have a bronze medal in indoor skydiving from World Cup in Austin.
What?
Yeah.
A bronze medal for indoor skydiving.
Yeah. So that's it's.
Is that really a thing, or are you just messing with me?
No. It's a thing.
Yeah.
It's a thing.
It's like underwater basket weaving, like indoor skydiving.
No, indoor skydiving. You have a tube, 16 feet tube that blows.
I've
the wind.
seen the things
Yeah,
on
yeah.
the places where you can do it. I just didn't know like I didn't know there was a World Cup of indoor skydiving.
Oh yeah. So, long story short, I've done skydiving since I was 15 years old.
Okay.
I was an instructor, did tandem, take passengers on my belly. So that's my interest from the aviations. We moved here. We landed February 28th, 2020.
Okay.
2 weeks later, the border closed.
Yeah.
And the world went into some sort of
Yeah.
pandemic.
That had to be crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a lot of pilot friends, they were laid off. They lost their jobs.
Yeah.
I was like, should I really spend 50, 60, 70 grand into commercial pilot license? Everyone is fired and no one traveling anymore. So I was like, I took my bike and my tools in the backpack, started to do some handyman stuff because I need to do something. And I wasn't allowed to because that was outside my visa.
Yeah.
I wasn't allowed to work. I did some handyman stuff, helped people because they needed home offices.
Yeah. Sure.
Putting up shelves or, just so they can work from home.
Yeah.
In the beginning of the pandemic. And one thing led to another. Someone asked, hey, can you build us an outdoor space, like a deck? Like, yeah, that's easy.
Yeah. It's easy. Anybody can do that.
Yeah. So I Googled because in Sweden I used ground screws as the foundation instead of pouring concrete and all that crap. So I Googled ground screws and it turned out the Swedish ground screw company, they have just established in US. So I contacted him. Within a couple of weeks, I was up and running with the ground screw business. We applied for a business visa, just
Right.
pivoted from student visa to business visa. And that's pretty much the start of my construction business here in US. Started with ground screws, and people they ask, because people they are tired of having a contractor for the foundation, contractor for, the framing, contractor for the deck build. So I offer the one-stop shop.
And you saw a need and you filled it.
Oh yeah. So people they asked, I'm gonna build a deck. Can you do the ground screws?
Yeah.
And then I was like, do you want me to at least give a bid for the deck build? Yeah. And
So what would you say was the biggest difference between building in Sweden and building in the US? Because it's fascinating to me how different building methods are just from one part of the US to another.
oh yeah. If you just compare California to like when I visit other deck builder here in US,
Yeah.
in California we have the earthquakes.
Right.
Down in the south, you have hurricanes.
Right.
Up in northeast, you have the four seasons. I mean, you have winter, frost type. So I would say the Swedish way is more how it is up north in the US because we have the four
Because of the
seasons.
cold and the weather change.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So here, for example, in California, where we have earthquakes, I make sure to anchor the deck and the foundation from uplift
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
It's just not load.
Right.
We need to secure it in all directions, which we don't do in Sweden.
Yeah.
Because in Sweden, you pretty much build a deck on a pad. You don't really secure it
Okay.
in that way. I think the framing is a little bit different. And also in Sweden, still today, they don't really know about composites.
Yeah.
I mean,
Really?
Yeah, I mean, they have pressure-treated framing and pressure-treated deckboards.
That's it.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that they don't really know about composite, or it's extremely expensive.
Sure.
Um,
So you started deck building what year in the US?
I would say 2022, 2021,
Okay.
2022. I did a few decks in the very beginning.
Yeah.
And then I focused, my focus was the ground screws.
Got it.
But I realized pretty fast that, okay, it's,
So
Yeah.
I met you shortly after that then. I forget I don't remember if it was IBS or Deck Expo or JLC or what,
Yeah.
So they all run together. But I
Yeah.
met you shortly after that.
yeah.
And as long as I've known you, you've kind of been pushing the boundaries. You've always been using some type of alternative framing, or at least offering it,
Yeah.
right? Things like that. And you recently did your first Fortress steel frame.
Yeah, I mean, I have done a bunch of them, but yeah, so my first Fortress steel framing would be very beginning of this year, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, you did a curved rim joist. You just kind of went head first into it. Kind of like how you do with skydiving. You just dove into it, right?
Yeah.
I'm not going to, no easy way out, no cutting corners, just went all in, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's not rocket science.
Yeah.
And I have a bunch of friends that I actually can just call.
Sure.
When it comes in the very beginning, was when I did wood framing, but I gonna bend my first deck board. I just called Dr. Dex.
Yeah.
Jason. Hey, Jason. What
Yeah.
temperature and how long time?
Yeah. And he just told you.
And he was like, yeah, do this, and just try. But he gave me, the guidelines. When it comes to steel framing, I had some details. I called you.
Yeah.
I called Kevin.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, what about this? So I mean, the deck building community in US it's a big group of friends.
Yeah. That's one of the things I love most about our industry is the willingness to help each other and the desire to see everyone succeed.
Yeah.
It's really cool to see.
Yeah.
And the fact that so many people from all over the country are willing to lend their time and pass on that information is really different and exciting for me. So let's fast forward a little bit after that. Now we're sitting here
Yeah.
in Los Angeles.
Yes.
We just went through all the destruction we saw in the Palisades, right?
Yeah.
And we've all heard the stories about the WUI code regulation and Class A this and non-combustible that. And, part of the reason we're here doing this event is to spread that awareness that there are products out there that will meet those government regulations.
Yeah.
What do you see coming out of this devastation and your outlook on what the future of deck building in California you think looks like?
I was at this HOA meeting Sunday or Saturday up at in Palos Verdes, and we talked about like fire rating, but before the fires, the fire rating aspect of steel framing or alternative framing wasn't the highest priority. Then we talked about like rot, termites and stuff like that. But suddenly after the fires and after all those, like all that happens, the fire rating just bumped up at the very, very top. And I think the most common question I get from clients is, I need a fire rated deck.
Yeah.
So from never get that question, now I get that question, I would say 95% of the time, where they ask, okay, what's the fire rating?
Yeah.
It's like, I build with steel, so the deck will be the last standing structure.
When we went out there, we saw in the area that the fires spread, there were $billion worth of damage everywhere. I don't know the total number of houses that were destroyed.
I think it was up in Palisades, somewhere between 5,000 and 6,000 structures.
6,000 structures.
Yeah.
And maybe 10% of what was there survived. You think?
I don't have a number, but there is like a house here and there that for some strange reason survived, and then there is like a couple of blocks that the fire jumped over, and then took out other blocks.
And some of it's probably due to the topography. It sat lower, and this and that, and the flame spread, and ember attacks, and all the things we hear about, right? But it's really wild to see. And anytime something like that happens, it raises awareness, right?
Oh yeah.
So now it's on the forefront of people's mind, to the point we talked about it yesterday. We're starting to see insurance companies send drones out to people's houses, and when they want to get their insurance renewed, or they bought a new house and need to get insurance, the companies are sending a drone out, taking video of their home, and if they have a wood deck, they're denying their insurance. That's wild. And
so I mean I think that the structure we build decks of nowadays, we don't need to sell all the pros with steel framing anymore, because it kind of sells itself. It's more, so it's more, I think we as a contractor, deck builders, we need to learn and adapt to build with steel. Because we have built with wood in so many years, decades. We know we can like build a wood deck with one hand tied to the back. With steel, I think we need, as contractors, we need to be more open-minded and just say, we can do the same type of work with a steel frame that we can with a wood deck.
One of the questions I like to ask, and I'll probably throw it out there while we're doing this, is how many of you guys use a rotary phone today? Right? Our grandparents, that's all they knew. But so many contractors still build the same way their grandparents did. Even though we know there are better options, we know there are better materials, we know there are better methods, but they still do what their grandparents did. And it makes no sense.
No, so I think we as contractors, we need to be more open-minded, as I said. We also need to understand the price difference between wood and steel, because you can't just compare a 2x6 to 2x6. You need to compare the whole process, like the whole project, where the framing material is just a portion of the whole thing. So I think the masterclass we're going to hold these 2 days is something that's going to be an eye-opener for a lot of people, like how we transition over to
and we've seen that people want this knowledge, right? I don't know the final number. I haven't looked in a few days of how many people registered, but last time I looked, yes, we had a heavy contingent from California, but we have people registered from Washington, we have people from Oregon, we have people from Pennsylvania, we have people from Connecticut. Like, Connecticut is almost as far away in the United States as you can get, right? And they're coming all the way to California to learn about this. So people want this knowledge.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And that, for me, gives hope for the future of people wanting to move past that building the way their grandparents did. And some of it, I think, is due to the social media generation. People are seeing this on Instagram, they're seeing this on Facebook, they're seeing this on YouTube, and they want to be in the cool crowd doing the cool things that are pushing the boundaries, right?
Yeah.
They want that recognition and notoriety. So I see that shifting,
Yeah, I agree.
but it's a slow shift.
Yeah.
And we're here to expedite that shift,
Yeah.
right?
But you know, it's hard to learn an old dog to sit.
Yeah, it is. It is. Well,
Yeah. No, I really looking forward to these 2 days.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be, as we said, it's gonna be an eye opener for a lot of guys.
Yeah,
And
it really is.
yeah, and I'm happy to be part of it. Like
Yeah.
to be a part of the deck community
Yeah,
and to help transition.
yeah. And we are on the forefront of changing the industry. I truly believe that. And you know, and it takes people like you, people like Kevin, people like that's in our circle that want to be bold and want to push the boundaries and don't want to live in the status quo,
Yeah.
right?
I mean, also something good sound from that Lamborghini.
Yeah. Just chilling here in Lamborghini sitting out in front of us, right?
Yep.
Right? California, baby.
Yeah, California, baby. No, so also one thing my mindset have always been, also have it in my bio on my Instagram. I always try to build with sustainability in mind.
Yeah.
And that's also something that's a bonus. I mean, I talked about, termites and rot and stuff. A year ago, that was like the top priorities for clients.
Yeah.
Sustainability with steel is also something that comes up there. That maybe bumped down a little bit for the fires, but still, I mean, steel with the sustainability, that's also something to have in mind. I think, yeah.
Well, I think the future's bright, man. There's a lot of big things going to happen, and we're going to change the world.
Yeah.
So I appreciate you. I appreciate you hanging out.
Yeah.
We got 30 minutes before we kick this thing off.
Yeah, I don't have any water.
No. And I think it's going to be a great one, man. I appreciate your time.
Yeah.
Thanks for hanging out. And I appreciate you hosting this with us.
Yeah. I'm happy to have you here.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. This is the Outdoorable Living Show, and we'll catch you next time.